Hello, this is going to be a reading for Virgo. Hello, Virgin. This is going to be a reading for the second part of June 2025. What do I have? For my Virgin, the second part of June 2025. Maybe your shoulders are feeling tight. Shadow work. This keeps coming out in this deck. I mean, every time I use it. Shadow work at the heart, Virgin. That shouldn't be hard for you. You're the Hermit. Excuse me. Unless you've been doing a bunch of shit wrong. But this is getting to know your other side. Unless you've been doing some shit wrong. Ding! This is getting to know your other side. Judgment. Oh, see, this isn't... Look, there's two... No, there's more than two in there. Anyways, there's one in the shadows I could barely see. But again, shadows... Judgmental, that's you for sure. This is at the solar, and that's your spot too, at the solar. Maybe someone is too judgmental, that's why you need to do shadow work. Maybe you're completely denying that dark part of yourself and judging it in a very, you can't heal. Virgin. And that's the point of the whole thing. That's the point of the whole thing, for you not to heal. So yeah, it's crazy. That's the chakra you rule. Solar plexus. The gut, the stomach. What is at the throat? Unstable and winter. Maybe something is going to become unstable in the winter because of this judgmental energy and you needing to do the shadow work. That is your, and I feel like this is your throat for a reason, because that's your gift, is your communication, your ability to get things out in a way that is like poetry. Poetry came out for collective. I wasn't even thinking about it, but it came out that way. You should look at the collective reading. I don't think Virgo came out really, but it's a collective reading, so it's for everyone. You have foolish, something about you needing to, and you do that because you're the Virgin. So it's hard for you. You're in the Strength card, but you're a double, just like this is saying. And it's funny because Gemini is a double too, but so are you. People don't realize that about you. Even your Hermit card is about you going away. You know, it's not talking about how you are when you're not away. You know, it's about you going away. And when someone goes into Hermit mode, they're very different from when they're not in Hermit mode, you know. But so there's this double side of you, and one side is very, it's real evil. It's just as evil as your good. I mean, it's just as evil as your good side is good. And I feel like you're judging it. You're probably judging the ideas it's giving you. It's probably trying to tell you things, and you're like, no, that's wrong. And you're judging the information instead of judging the situation that the information is trying to tell you about. I think there's miscommunication, unstable here with the throat. And the throat also represents spirit, because that's how a lot of how we get things out. Someone is very foolish. They need to take action, and you have big dreams, but I feel like you're only half of yourself. You can't, and I feel like Spirit wants you to accomplish these dreams and these goals, but you're not going to do it with half of yourself. You got the King of Cups in reverse, the bottom of the deck, Magician in reverse. That's also your energy. See, and it's like you're not manifesting because you need to let go of something I just saw, and then you become the King upright. Funny. I think I need to lower the desk a little bit. Because I'm like, yeah, not laying way. Just noticing that in Leo's reading. Trying to hold on to the cards. Judgmental, shadow work, unstable, winter, and foolish. I feel like something is going to happen in the winter. You got the Knight of Swords. So judgmental. Okay, so somebody is very aggressive too with how judgmental they are. Maybe you were very aggressive with someone else. It doesn't mean that it wasn't the truth. It was just very judgmental. The Fool in reverse again with foolish. This is you. Somebody that's very good with their words. Virgin, I think you're wrong. You're truthful, but you're harsh. Too harsh, the Fool in reverse. Shadow work is because you haven't done the shadow work. You know, the Fool in the upright is loved by the shadow. It's the Joker. It's both. It's like it's the most powerful card in the deck. It's being at zero limits. And again, like if we were to make a meter, right? Or, you know, one side of the meter would be red, you know, because it's hot on that side, and one side would be blue because it's cold. You want to be at 0 point in the middle. So they'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, but you want to always be at 0, and that's the Fool. The best spot, the best position to be at. Always, too. And the Fool doesn't mean that you're broke. It just means that you don't hold on to things. You're not holding on to anything, you know? You're gone, you're chilling, and you know what's so crazy? It's always the richest people who are able to do that, like confidently, without worrying and things like that, because they have the option to do it. And you know, if they're putting their time and stuff into something, then it's not like a life or death, you know, make or break situation. They can always decide that they want to go back home and buy a big house and live happily ever after. It's not like, damn, I wasted my life and now I don't have nothing, you know? So, again, that is also what comes with full energy. It's freedom, and it's true freedom. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you know, you're happy with being a beggar or being broke or whatever. It's your idea of true freedom. It's what brings you to zero. Everybody doesn't need the same amount of, you know, if I'm a -7 and you're a -2, then you don't need as much as I need to get to zero. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. And we all aren't the same kind of fool. We're all different kinds of fools. And that's why we shouldn't judge like that. They say, don't say what you won't do. You know, you'll be put in the situation. The spirits are listening. You don't know who don't like you around here. Trying to get more water in. Virgin. I feel like I've been drinking a lot of water, but I have not even, I've got to like a little more than half a gallon. I'm trying to get to the whole gallon. So when I work out, I'm like drenched, like, and my sweat is like water. I need that for like 2 months. 2 months of just that water, you know? Not the sticky sweat. And that's going to take time to get the sticky sweat out, too. I want that good water sweat. That's how you know you're distilling right. You know, if you still got the sticky sweat, that's gunk. It needs to come out. That's stuff that clogs up your lymphs and, you know, makes you stagnant. I don't know why I'm getting the inclination to keep shuffling. Probably because I'm using these cards a lot. But I do get why everybody wants me to use the same kind of cards. I'm using 2 decks, so I can't go with one. I just can't. I feel like these are already a little bit tired. I might have to pull out another deck. Y'all ain't gonna have me wear my decks out. Shoot. These are, being with me, we've been through hell. These decks got some information in them. Especially the ones I use all the time. Ooh. I feel like the sun came out on its own. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to put it back. If you don't know, then that's your bag. That was the Hierophant in the reverse. That could be a family. The Hierophant can be very judgmental too, especially in the reverse. Death. The The Five of Pentacles. This came out for the collective, I think. Yeah, something is going to affect your finances. Nine of Wands. You have to do some shadow work. I feel like you may have offended somebody or something that is now it's putting the judge back on you. And the thing is about it, you know, they say call it all joy when you come against diverse it's basically saying be happy when you're tested and when you come up against harsh people, harsh things, harsh tests and things like that, because it's like the rewards. It sounds a lot like what I was talking about in the collective. Count it all joy when you just Google count it all joy. Let me see. Something about blessings, though. Count it all joy. Man, come on. Give me the damn thing. Are you going to give me the scripture or what? That's so annoying. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work. Wow, I love this. That you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Crazy for the perfect to keep coming up in the Virgin reading, because you are about perfection. I love this. It's beautiful. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. That's Temperance. It's also about balance. You know what I'm saying? And that you having control of your shadow. But let patience have its perfect work. Wow, that's such a beautiful. But let patience have its perfect work. I have to steal that. But let patience have its perfect work. That you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Do you hear that shit? Look, and it's like you're in the Five of Pentacles here. You want this perfection. You want this Fool to be upright. You want to be at 0. Turn that around. Just in case. My little phone. Yeah, I feel like you gotta do some shadow work first. Some shadow work, Ferg. You gotta do some shadow work. You're going to find something. Look, the scripture. I feel like that's very significant, the scripture. Because the shadow work can be very hard, but there's something in there that's like, it's beautiful, you know. Let patience have its perfect work. Oh my gosh, that is just giving me everything I need today, you know. Oh, Virgin, somebody is a poet. Somebody is poetic in the way that they say things. I said that earlier. And that's also in the collective reading. You have Aries energy here. Aries and Aquarius energy. You and Aquarius are a lot alike to me. I don't hear people talk about that much, but you're both about perfection too. They like to upgrade or make better or perfect things as well. Hold on, Virgin, I have to tinkle. Tell this little onesie. I can already tell this little onesie is going to give me hell today with me having to pee. Excuse me. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. This is something that you've been working on. Something that you've been trying to cultivate. I don't think that it's going to come about, not with you being on a too judgmental of a scale. You know, because I feel like you're even judging this based on one side of yourself, you know? And this is something that needs both sides of you. This is you trying to grow something, working on something diligently as you do. But it has to do with, maybe you have a podcast or something. It definitely has to do with communication. You're very aggressive with it, very forthright, but I think that you are probably very dogmatic too, not really able to see the other side. And that's the problem. You can't get balanced if you don't even know the view of the opposite side. It's like, and not just know it, but taken it in, considered it, thought about it in a compassionate way, thought about how you could compromise to make things better. Like, you have to really go there. And if there are no compromises and things like that, then you know that, you know, it's probably not you that's, you know, imbalanced. And that's when you go in. But you have to make sure, especially now, you have to make sure that what you're saying is the truth. And maybe you have a position where it's important for you to know the truth or be speaking the truth. And you're probably just speaking one side of something. And how, you know, that's how everything is. Everybody is one-sided. We have the Six of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles. So something isn't fair. You're working on something, but it isn't fair. King of Pentacles. This could be you. Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. All this is Pentacles. This is about money. Again, with you over here in this Five, I feel like you might be a King of Pentacles and you don't want to end up over here in the Five of Pentacles because you offended the wrong energy by being this way. And they will sit you down and make you understand. Especially if they like you, you know. That's how they tell you they like you. The Eight of Coins in the reverse. Yeah, this is your work. And then the Strength in reverse. Look at that. I'm telling you, something about what you're saying is not, Spirit don't like it, and they're going to penalize you. Start taking away the balance of your funds, your money and stuff like that. Maybe you did that to somebody. Maybe something you said caused somebody to be affected financially. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Look, somebody got caught. Somebody is a fool. Wow, and they need to do shadow work because they've been stealing and they got caught. I hope this is not you, Virgo. What the hell are you doing? It's not, a lot of people are like, did I say nonprofit? I said that. I don't think I said it in this reading. I don't remember when I said that. Oh my God. I think it was a collective. You have the Six of Swords in the reverse. You can't move on to calmer waters from this. There's something serious here. This is even giving me Chiron, the river of Styx. Somebody is like a wounded warrior, but Chiron is the boatman too, going to hell, taking you through the river of Styx, going to Hades. He's like, you know, because he decided to move on, you know, but he didn't really die. He just was wounded. But he decided to give his life, basically. So he's like the gatekeeper to hell. He has a very important job, they say. The boatman. Sometimes it's Anubis, too. This boatman. We have a King of Cups here. This is somebody that's very sweet and very in tune with his emotions. He might be drinking. He might be, you know, in his feelings a little bit. Maybe this is you. That's why you need to do some shadow work. You're like overwhelmed in a way. But I think you're this King of Pentacles. This might be some kind of competition for you. This King of Cups and this King of, you know, I think you're this King of Pentacles that's going to get in trouble if you don't do the right thing. 10 of Wands in the reverse. This is dropping a burden. Maybe you've been saying something and it's been affecting a King of Cups energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But he's in the upright too. And it's causing, somebody is dropping these burdens though with this 10 of Wands in the reverse. Something is a burden though. Not being able to walk away from something. I feel like these swords are coming from you. 2 of Cups in the reverse. Maybe this is a same-sex thing. Or maybe what this King of Cups or one of you guys, you were messing with the same girl. But it definitely could be same-sex. I feel like maybe you were, you know, harsh on somebody and you left them. Maybe you put them out in the cold. I don't think that was fair. Because you got this 6 of Pentacles here. You got to do something fair, Virgin. Or you going to end up out in the cold. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. And this is somebody that you owe them something. You know, you kind of threw them out without nothing. Y'all could be like mean like that. You could get mean like that. Cold like that. Nonchalant. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, somebody's acting like a hoe. Maybe they were a hoe. But if they were a hoe and they still did what they were supposed to do financially, then you still can't, you know. You could break up with them because they're not working with you on that level, right? But if you were working with business, you can't take somebody's money because they weren't good in the romantic part of the relationship, especially if they seem to be very good in the financial part. You can't do that to somebody. That's not right. That's not right, and that's punishing them, judgmental. Punishing them for what they do wrong and what they do right. That came out in another reading too, like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And it was a King of Cups too. I think it was Cancer. You got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, some lion-ass broad here. She just started some shit. Maybe that's who this person, you know, you guys been messing with. She's a player, you know. She's just a liar. And it's a 5 of Cups in the reverse. Somebody doesn't have any remorse for the things that they do. Maybe she's just a broken woman like that. You know, she's been like that all her life. But there's 2 men in the upright here. The King of Swords. Wow. Okay, so I feel like this is this person's real counterpart. And he's in the upright. I think he can handle her ass, though. Then you got Winter here. And these two are the Winter king and queen. Let me see. I do think that this is like, oh, look, the High Priestess in reverse. Piscean energy. That's your polar opposite. I think that you're, oh yeah, because this is about shadow work. I think that your polar opposite, your counterpart, is opposite of you. And you're too goody-goody. You know, and maybe it's making them bad. You need to, like, merge it together, because we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse and the King of Swords in the upright. This could be like dark and lightness, and you're just like too damn bright. You know, you don't want to be like that. And this is a Queen of, a High Priestess, Piscean energy. I love that for you. I feel like, ooh, Pisces got that too, where they had worked on their masculine energy and they were like in the Hangman. I don't know, it's something about that with Pisces. I'm getting the same kind of energy. That I feel like I'm talking to a masculine Virgo. And you're very judgmental. Maybe you have a podcast or something, or, you know, something like that. Virgos a lot of times have something like that. Radio isn't a thing anymore. Well, you know what I mean. Somebody doesn't know the whole scope of things. And you need to. Because it's going to put you out in the cold from your person who is going to complete you. Maybe you guys will look, I do think that these kings could be an aspect of you. So maybe this King of Cups is this Lover's in reverse. Maybe this King of Cups is an aspect of you. Or maybe you go both ways. And things just aren't working out. But you have this Swords here. Something about communication. Somebody that communicates, but somebody's a liar. Or maybe somebody doesn't communicate well. And you do. You know, because this is a High Priestess in the reverse. She's speaking out something. And maybe she doesn't have the ability to get out. Maybe they're out in the cold. Maybe they don't have the ability to get it out. And you could help them get it out. But you're, judging. Don't be like that, Virgo. That's what I'm getting for you. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. You have the Hermit. Look at that shit. Going within. Doing that shadow work. At the bottom of the deck. That is crazy. I'm done. That's what I got for you, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it helps. Again, that scripture. Let patience have its perfect work. Pisceans are about patience too. Both of you guys are. I don't even have to talk about that. Bring them up because you have the Hermit here. And that's telling you to go within. I love you, Virgin, and I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you next time. Peace.